Your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, thank you for staying up late with us here tonight on this muggy Thursday evening. Watching down to the south as what is left of Hurricane Laura makes its way into far southern Illinois. Yes, those outer bands starting to come in close to the Carbondale area right now, and that may bring us some showers as we head into tomorrow morning. 76 in Champaign right now, but there's still a lot of humidity out there in some areas, still feeling like the lower 80s. Out the door in the morning, again, we find a couple of showers, if nothing else. A muggy start to the day with those mid-70s and all the way up to 82 by 10 a.m. More about the severe threat that could go along with some of the storms tomorrow when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
Sad, I'm angry, I'm confused, I'm lost.
Her son died in custody. Now the family wants answers about what happened. Plus, it's a prostitution bust in one city. How many people are facing charges? And it's hundreds of miles to the Gulf of Mexico, but help is on the way for those hit by Hurricane Laura.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
They denied my son treatment. They neglected my son.
The family of an inmate at the Iroquois County Jail is questioning how their son died in custody. A day after it happened, they don't know what caused it. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini. 24-year-old Andre Maiden of Hoopston was found unresponsive yesterday morning. A few details have been released about what happened. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen joins us now. So, Jennifer, we still don't know what caused his death.
Paul, that's right. An autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow morning, which will likely reveal more details. But until then, the Maiden family says they're frustrated with how his medical care was handled while in custody. Andre Maiden's parents were left confused when they were told their son had died in the Iroquois County Jail.
I haven't been able to sleep. I feel like I'm numb all over. It don't seem real.
Maiden was waiting for his jury trial in the fall. He was charged with first-degree murder after being accused of stabbing and killing 22-year-old Isaiah Nelson in November last year. Police arrested Maiden after he was found being treated for a stab wound as well. He'll never see his day in court, and his family is blaming the staff at the Iroquois County Jail for his death.
I want answers, just like everybody else, you know what I mean? Just need to know why he was treated the way he was. We complained often about the treatment that he received.
His father, Adrian Maiden, says his son was feeling very sick a few days prior and that the jail staff neglected to give him proper medical care. While the sheriff's office did not respond to questions about that, the lack of information right now is what's causing Maiden's family to be more distraught about his death.
I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm confused, I'm lost. I just want my baby back. He didn't deserve this. Even dogs are treated better.
State police are investigating this. Other than his autopsy date, they said no other information on his death is available right now. When we get more answers from the autopsy results, we will share that as soon as it becomes available. I also tried to contact the family of the man Maiden is accused of killing, but was unable to reach them. In the newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Jennifer, if you get any updates, of course, let us know. Thanks. In other news, state police are also investigating another case that happened at the Iroquois County Jail. Another inmate was found unresponsive Tuesday night and is in critical condition in the hospital. His name has not been released. A man in Champaign already in jail for aggravated battery has been charged with murder. 24-year-old Travoy Fonville is accused of shooting Christopher Kelly on August 15th. Kelly was shot and killed in a parking lot on Bloomington Road. Police say several vehicles pulled into the lot. An argument followed and more than 40 shots were fired. We have an update on a deadly shooting in Decatur. The Macon County coroner identified the man found dead Wednesday. He says 31-year-old Demetrius Macklin died after being shot several times in a car. Macklin was found near West Grand Avenue and North Edward Street. Police are investigating. A teenager in Springfield is facing sex crimes charges. 19-year-old Alan Burris is accused of assaulting a 14-year-old girl. Authorities say they responded to a home on Sand Hill Road earlier this month for an alarm and found Burris with her. He was later arrested on a warrant for criminal sexual assault, criminal sexual abuse, and unlawful restraint. The victim later told family members Burris assaulted her before deputies arrived. 9 people in Danville are facing charges related to prostitution. Police say they've been getting complaints about it for the last few months. They decided to stake out the area on Danville's west side and found what looked like prostitution. They went undercover as both prostitutes and people soliciting sex. They got enough probable cause to make some arrests.
And it's important to us as a police department to really know what's going on out there, and we have to hear that from the public. We have to hear it from the business owners. We have to, hear it from the people that work and travel in the city every day. That's a big part of our goal.
Police arrested 7 men for trying to buy sex and 2 women for prostitution. Police say the problem had been getting worse recently in that area, and the people involved were getting bolder. News tonight at 10, a woman is dead after a house fire in Springfield. Crews were called to the area of South State and West Maple Avenue South this afternoon. They say they saw smoke coming from the home when they arrived and found an unresponsive 39-year-old woman inside. She died at the hospital. The cause of that fire remains under investigation. A building at a construction firm in Bethany was destroyed after a fire. Crews were called out to R. Callahan Construction this morning. Illinois Route 121 was closed for several hours so they could contain that fire. It's since reopened. No word on what caused the fire. A man jogging on Curtis Road Wednesday night was hit by a car. The Champaign County Sheriff's Office says he's doing okay. The jogger was a U of I student. Curtis Road's turned into a busy place with students back in town. They're now taking time to let people know what precautions they need to take when biking and jogging on rural roads.
It's pretty popular with people who want to bicycle or run or things like that. With the students being back on campus and things, I thought that it was relevant to point out that rural roads are a little bit different than city roads for a lot of different reasons.
The Sheriff's Office says drivers should always be prepared for unexpected obstacles. Runners should wear reflective gear when they're out at night. Bikers need lights on the front and back of their bicycles after dark, and both should go against the flow of traffic to see oncoming cars. Dozens of students at one school district are in quarantine after possible COVID-19 exposure. The Salt Fork School District says they've had a total of 5 confirmed cases, but so far 37 students who would normally attend in-person classes are instead in quarantine at home and doing work remotely. Here's a follow-up now. We told you yesterday one MTD bus driver tested positive for COVID-19. Other drivers are now expressing concerns about their safety at work. One who asked to remain anonymous says they see 3 to 5 conflicts a day from passengers not wearing a mask, either getting verbal abuse from a passenger or having an argument start between riders. MTD's website says they ask each passenger to wear one and even provide them for free. But drivers say they can't refuse service because someone won't wear a mask.
Every day when I'm coming to work, I always have that in the back of my mind is not how well is this day going to go, it's okay, how am I going to prepare myself for these conflicts?
This driver says MTD has done a good job considering everything that's going on, including keeping the buses clean between drivers. There's a coronavirus outbreak in Christian County. 23 residents at the Taylorville Skilled Nursing and Rehab have tested positive. One person has died, another has recovered. There were also 6 staff members who were positive. The state has more than 1,700 positive tests. That makes 227,000 plus infections since the pandemic began in the state. The positivity rate went up slightly to 4.1% over the last week. There are 24 new deaths in Illinois. There are now more than 7,700 total COVID-related deaths in Illinois. Hardware stores, along with lumber suppliers in central Illinois, are suffering during this COVID-19 pandemic because of a national supply shortage. Because of insufficient domestic production of treated lumber and tariffs on Canadian sources, the price of lumber has gone up. The inability to import it has caused many issues. The National Association of Home Builders says in the last few months, the price of lumber has risen roughly 80% since mid-April. While supplies diminish, demand has gone up, partly because of an increase in home improvement and construction projects. Stores, including Alexander Lumber and Watsika, say customers are looking for products, but suppliers don't have answers.
Studs is the next item that has dried up and that you can't tell when you're going to get it. That's going to be a very big deal and will send a ripple through the economy because many building projects are going to be at a halt until they can get studs to build their walls. That delay for construction could also affect the ability to install plumbing, heating, and more.
There are some new details concerning an emergency order in Urbana. The city's adjusting its gathering order to include all private residential properties. The original proclamation went into effect last week. Urbana says the amendment now covers single-family homes. The order is aimed at reducing the spread of COVID-19. It caps gatherings at 10 people, plus those who live in the home. The emergency order will now expire September 28th. Republicans in Champaign County say they have some changes they'd like to see in the county government. At a news conference today, they went over their proposed reforms. Those include merging the county auditor, treasurer, and budget officials into a single county financial officer, appoint a recorder of deeds, and move to a part-time county executive. The current Champaign County recorder says even if Republicans were already in all of these offices, they'd still want to see the changes.
As Republicans, our #1 commitment is to good government. This is a good government proposal. This is a proposal that promises the citizens of Champaign County that we are going to put professionalism and service ahead of partisan considerations.
They say the timelines for these changes are different for each position. A financial officer would require a state statute. The recorder of deeds change would have to be a countywide referendum. And the county executive could be done before the 2022 election with a resolution from the county board. Theaters have been dark for months, but that changed for some today. Plus, Hurricane Laura left destruction in its wake. How people in Illinois are ready to help. And many Big Ten football players aren't happy with the season being postponed. Why some went to court because of it.